Hey you guys, Oracle DBA girl here. Today I want to do a tutorial with you all on installing grid infrastructure with ASM, and on top of that I want to install Oracle Database 12c, and we're going to do all this on Virtualbox. I really wanted to do this one because, well, I did it previously, but I didn't have as much information as I have now, as much knowledge as I have now. So I wanted to redo that video. Um, Not only that, but I am studying for OCP, and this is like chapter 1 of OCP. They don't spend a lot of time on ASM, but ASM is crucial if you're going to use rack and things of that nature in the future. It's important with backup and recovery as well. And also, another reason why I wanted to share this video is because, well, as you all know, a lot of things I do, I have not been to formal training. Everything I've done up to this point has been more of teaching myself. And, well, this was one of the hardest things I've ever had to teach myself, simply because, well, the documentation can be confusing. They just expect that you have certain knowledge of things, which I did not have. And then when you get on YouTube and you're looking at YouTube videos, they assume that you have this knowledge that you don't. I needed a video that had, okay, take me through installing Oracle Grid Infrastructure, how to set up ASM, install the database on top of Oracle Grid Infrastructure, and do it all on Virtualbox. Some people are using VMware. Some people are using something called StarWin. They were using all these things that I had no knowledge of, and that it's not Virtualbox, and I've mainly been using Virtualbox for everything. So I had to piece together information from this blog, Oracle documentation, YouTube videos, and I've created a video that walks you through the entire process. Now, as far as my environment, I just installed the Oracle Linux operating system. I'm on 6.5. So that's that. I haven't installed databases. I did the updates for Oracle installations. So I think it was the pre-installed package. I've done that, and that's where I am. The last command I ran was yum update. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you all an overview as to what we're going to be doing. We're going to install guest editions and additional packages for ASM. The reason why I'm using guest edition is because it allows me to install the software to my actual computer. And instead of having to install it on the server, I create virtual boxes and delete them daily, every other day. So it helps me in that area because I can just install the database, any software on my computer, and share it from my computer to VirtualBox, versus every time I delete a VirtualBox, I have to reinstall that software on the server. But you will see exactly what I mean. So a lot of people is always asking, how did you get guest editions? And I'll show you all how I did it now. We're going to start there. The last thing I want to say before we get started is there will be a lot of pauses in this video because there's a lot of hurry up and wait with certain things. So this is my disclaimer. We will be doing a lot of pauses during this video. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing is to install guest edition. So we're going to stop there. I'm going to go ahead and open my VirtualBox. Okay, as you all can see, I just got finished with this setup, so I'm going to minimize that. Let's see, I want to close this because it's going to aggravate me. And go click on devices and insert guest edition CD image. Okay, so I clicked on it, nothing popped up. That's fine. If you go to places, guest edition VirtualBox want to act up today. Okay, Okay, if I go to places, you see Virtualbox Editions. We're gonna click there. So it just opened. Now if I hit open auto run prompt and run it, this is gonna fail because of, you know, the additional packages we need for this. So I'm gonna hit OK there, and we'll go ahead and install the packages. If you go to the documentation, the first two packages are gonna be what you need to install Guest Edition. So I'm gonna copy this and just hit enter. I'm still in my computer, so let me log in. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit paste. So let that run. While this is running, and that's gonna take a while. While this is running, what I want to do is come here, and we're gonna go to settings. Go to the Virtualbox you're using and go to settings. We're gonna do shared folders. Hit this folder and plus icon. Now go to the folder where your software is stored. Mine is going to be in documents. Well, this is done, so I want to go ahead and copy and paste the second. I want to go ahead and copy and paste the second package. Okay. Now, so if you get this, just do Control and C, and you're gonna kill that PID. My PID is 745. Now rerun that package. Alright, let that run. Go back to doing what we were doing. So I'm gonna go to other. Okay, I was in documents. Mine is in software. It's clicking really fast. I apologize if I'm moving a little fast, you guys. Just want to make the most of my time here. So this is the installation media we're using, 12102. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to do auto mount, and then I'm going to do make permanent. Then I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit OK here. So we're basically done with that portion. And as you all can see, this is still going. This looks like it's going to take a second. So I'm going to pause the video here. I'll be back when this is done. Guys, so we just got done installing both of the packages for guest editions. Now, being that that is done, what you're going to want to do is restart your computer. Well, not your computer, but VirtualBox. Those packages will not register unless you restart. You can do a reboot, but I've experienced that when you do a reboot, it does not work. So what I'm going to do is power off the machine. If you have a snapshot, make sure you uncheck it, because if not, you're going to go back to where you was before. So I'm just going to power off the machine, and then I'm going to go back to VirtualBox and I'm going to start it up. Now, of course, you all know that it's going to take a second to start up, so I'm going to pause the video until it comes up. So the VirtualBox is back up. I'm going to go ahead and log back in. Okay, and while that's coming up, I'm going to go ahead and log back in my terminal. Okay, so I'm logged in both places. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the VirtualBox Guest Edition CD again and open auto run prompt and hit run. This time it should go through. What's going to happen is, as you all can see how it's halting, it's going to do that. This takes a little time, but if you get it halting like that, you know you did it right. I think it's going to do that like twice. So okay, it's doing it again now. So if it's doing this, you know you did it correctly. If you get a failure, then you did reboot more than likely, and you will have to go through this again. Okay, so now you should get a few OKs, and then it's going to give you a message telling you to press enter to close this screen. So, okay, I'll press enter. Now we're done with that. So I'm going to close the server. And if I cd to media, because that's where your shared folder will be. And as you see, shared folder underscore 12.1.0.2. So we can go into this as root, but if we created any other user, they would not have permissions. So we're going to take care of all that later on. Okay, now that we have that, let's move on. We have to install the additional packages for ASM. And ASM stands for Automatic Storage Management, if you don't know. And these are the 3 packages for ASM. So I'm just gonna copy and paste. Now these they take quite a while as well. So I am gonna pause the video and complete these 3. When I complete these 3, I will restart. So go ahead and run these 3 commands, okay, you guys? I'll be back. Okay, so those 3 packages just completed running. Now we are moving on to creating the users. We're creating the groups, users, the directories, and assigning privileges. So I'm gonna scroll down. Okay, and as you all see, we're just gonna we'll just do group add -G 1000 OI install, and let's do 10 ASM ADMIN. I'm just going down the list. Sometimes I prefer to type these out just to be on the safe side. ASM OPER and 50 is OPER. So we just created all the groups. Now we are going to do the users, and this is grid, this is Oracle, these are the groups that grid will belong to, and this is the primary group of grid. It's very important that you just copy and paste these. Grid has to be a part of these groups, and same as for Oracle. You guys, I think my server is running really slow. I apologize in advance. Okay, so remember earlier we created guest editions. This is the group it needs to be a part of. So we're gonna do that now. And this is for Oracle, and the second one is for Grid. So now Grid and Oracle can access the VBox SF any directories that's VBox SF. So any shared folders that you upload, they will be able to access and write, execute, and do anything else that you need to do. So here we're going to do password Oracle, and we're changing the password. So now we're going to do password grid. Change the password. Okay, now we have that taken care of. Now we're going to go ahead and create the directories. Okay, So make directory minus P UO1 app grid. Okay, this is or inventory. Okay, this is 12.1.0.2, and the last one is going to be Oracle. Okay, so we just did that. Now we are going to change the ownership on these directories. So the first one we want to do change owner minus R grid. For the majority of these, it will be O install UO1 app 12. Just tab it. Okay, for this one, it's gonna be app grid. Okay, for the next one, we want to do change owner minus R Oracle O install UO1 app Oracle. Okay, that one's done. For the next one, we want to do the OR inventory, and this is a big one. If this is not changed, you will run into an error during installation. So make sure it is owned by grid O install. Okay, and now we will do change owner minus R Oracle O install for UO1, and do the same thing for app. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do is change modifications on the permissions. We're going to change mod minus R 775 UO1. Can't stress enough, make sure all those groups and permissions are right, because if not, you will run into issues when doing either this installation, either the grid infrastructure installation or the Oracle database installation. So that is a very important step to make sure that that is correct. Okay, for number 3, it says that we're going to add the SCSI controller in this in Virtualbox. So here what you want to do is you want to open Virtualbox, right? You can't do this with the Virtualbox open, so just go ahead and close it. I am going to power out the machine. Now that we have it powered off, I'm going to go to Virtualbox. I'm going to go to settings. So this is going to be adding the disk that grid infrastructure and ASM is going to use. So we want to go to storage. This is how you want to do it. See this green floppy disk with the plus sign? Add a new controller. We're going to add SCSI controller. So when we do that, we're going to come here and add a disk. We're going to do create new disk. Okay, we're going to choose VDI, dynamically allocated. All right, so what I will do here for the first one is going to be data 1. And I'm going to give it 50 GB. So that's my data 1 disk. I'm going to create 4 disks, 2 for data and 2 for the flash recovery area. So I'm going to create that. That's the first one. And create the second one. Go through the same process. Okay, this is data 2. And give it 50 GB. Hit next. Okay, then I'll add another one. Okay, this is going to be for FRA1. And give it 50 GB. Okay, and then I'll add the last one. So same thing, 50 FRA2. Okay, so that's done. That's basically it. We're just going to go ahead and hit OK, and we're going to restart this back up. Now, as you all can see, as you all can tell, this is going to take a second to start up. So I'll pause this until it comes back up. Okay, the Virtualbox is back up, so I'm going to go ahead and log back in. Alright, so the next step we want to do is partition the disk using fdisk. Let me scroll up. Now, the first thing we want to do is check to make sure what we created is there. So I'm just going to copy that cat proc partitions. Now, I want to point this out to you all. Here are the disks that we created. You see B, C, D, and E. They both have 52 gigs. We're only going to be using 50. Well, I'm sorry, they both have 50 gigs. So here they are here, B, C, D, and E. So these are the 4 that we are going to be concerned with. Now, I have the command here. So this is basically, in essence, what we're going to do. You're going to copy that. You're going to paste it. So we'll start with B. Hit enter. Now, just to explain to you all what we're doing is we're going to basically modify this partition so that we can use these partitions. This says command M for help. This is just a utility that it gives you a lot of option as to what you can do with partitions. So if you look here, these are just some of the options if you hit M. We are going to do N. N is to add a new partition. So we're going to come here and we're going to hit N. I have exactly right here what it is we're doing. So I'm going to do N, P for primary partition. What number would you like to choose? We're going to choose number 1. You can do 1 through 4, but I'm just going to do 1. So if you can see, it says enter, enter, and then we're going to write. If you go back to the top, it says W is to write table to disk and exit. So that's what we're doing. We just did that for B. Now if we hit up and then you change the B to C, you do the exact same thing. You're going to do N, P, 1, enter, enter, W. Now we're going to do the same thing for D. N, P, 1, enter, enter, W. Do the same thing for E. N, P, 1, 1, enter, enter. Wait 1 second. I believe I did something wrong there. I did do something wrong. Been a little fast. Let me see if I can modify that. I believe I can. 1 second. Yep. I messed this up being just a little fast. Let's see if I can do it over. Not sure, but hey, let's see what happens. I'm going to exit out. Well, let's just do N, do 1. Okay, it started over. So it started over for me. I'll do P, 1. It says delete it before re-adding it. So let's delete it. See, delete is D. So let's go through that. Okay, so we just deleted it, which is great. So now let's do it over. We're going to do N, P, 1, enter, enter, W. So let me verify that that is correct. And I'm going to do that by this same command. Okay, now all of these should have a 1. So B has a 1, C has a 1, D have a 1, and E have a 1. So therefore, I know I did it correctly. So I'm glad I did, because I would have had to start over if that did not work correctly. But that's done. So we just did number 4. Now we are going to configure the disk that we just created. This one, this one, this one, and this one. We're going to configure the disk for ASM. I have this command here. I like to run this command first though, the Oracle AMS status, just so you can see that nothing is running right now. See, it says checking if ASM is loaded. No. Checking is dev, Oracle ASM is mounting. That's where our disk is stored. And it says no, it's not. So now that we see that it's not, what I want to do is I want to type in Oracle ASM configure. Now, if you look here, it says Oracle ASM enable. It says false, so that means it's not. This is the user ID. There's no user ID and this is the group ID. There's no group ID. So that's what we're about to add now. So if we do Oracle ASM configure minus I, then it asks us, this will configure the on-boot properties of the Oracle ASM library driver. The following question will determine whether the driver is loaded on boot and what permission it will have. The current value will be shown in brackets. Hitting enter without typing the answer will keep the current value. Control C will abort. So the default user, we want to do grid. Okay, for the default group, we want to do ASM ADMIN. Okay, then we're going to do yes here, and that's it. Now if we go back to status, watch. Well, not status, I'm sorry. If we go to configure, now you see it has true, grid, ASM ADMIN. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the next one, which is Oracle ASM init. So now that is done. Now if we go back to status, it says that it is loaded and it is mounted. So here we are going to, we don't have to do this here. But okay, the next one, we're going to basically create the disk for ASM. We've already mounted the disk. So what we're going to do is Oracle ASM create disk. Now I'm not going to put disk 1 here. I am going to put data 1 dev SDB 1. That's that first disk we created, remember? So I'm going to hit enter here. Now I'm going to hit up, and then I'm going to change data 2 for there, and I'm going to change this to C. Leave the 1 and hit enter. Now I'm going to do the same thing, hit up. This is going to be FRA 1. I'm going to change this to D. Make sure you take your time and do this because you want to make sure this is correct. You cannot go back and change these. If you can, I'm not sure how. But you want to do FRA2 here, and then SDE1, hit enter. So basically we just created these disks. Now if you do Oracle ASM list disk, these are the disks that we just created. Now we're about to go add these in a disk group. And well, now we can go add these to a disk group. These are the disks. And so now, you know, you could put these two in a disk group, and you could put these two in a disk group. So also, this is just another command to verify. These are where your disks are located, so you all can see them. So basically we are done with that portion. Right here, now we can now install Grid Infrastructure 12c. So what I'm going to do is exit out. Now I'm going to hit up, and what I want to do is you got to launch your X server. So if you're using Windows, I'm on a Mac, but if you have Windows, you want to open X launch. But if you're using Mac, you want to just do -X, and this is going to be grid, because our grid user is going to install the grid infrastructure. Okay, so that is done. So what I'm going to do is go to media. Now remember, if you did not add those permissions, you will not be able to access this folder. It said we don't have anything in there. That's funny. Let me see what's going on with that, you guys. 1 second. Wait, documents, software. Okay, it's there for some reason. I can't see it. So what I'm gonna do is restart my computer. Well, let me try this first, because we have access to it, but I can't see it for some reason. Yeah, I can't see it. So let me restart Virtualbox. I will be back shortly, you guys. Okay, you guys, I have no idea what that was about. I restarted it and everything works fine. So what I'm going to do is just exit out right quick, come back in. I'm going to CD to media, share it folder, and then I'm going to CD to grid. Okay, then I'm going to run installer. Hurry up and wait. You all see I just lack patience sometimes when it comes to Oracle stuff, but it's a part of it. So okay, screen is like way too big. I wonder why it came up so big. I believe I can work with it though. So we are going to do install and configure Oracle Grid infrastructure for a standalone server. Hit next. Okay, next on this screen. Okay, so for our first disk group, we do want data. We want normal. This is going to be RAID for mirroring. And I think that's RAID 1, but don't quote me on that. So here we're going to change discovery path. And we are going to do dev/Oracle ASM/disk. And then hit OK. And our disk should pop up. So for data, we only want data 1 and data 2. So I'm going to check those and then I'll hit next. So here we're going to use same password for these accounts. And then I'll hit next again. Okay, I don't want to register with Enterprise Manager, so I'll hit next. Okay, all these groups can stay the same, so I will hit next. Installation location. This isn't correct, so I will do browse. And I'm going to come here, UO1 app 12. And we should have a directory there called grid, but I don't see it. But let's just go ahead and add it. So that should be the location. In the Oracle base, leave it the same. Hit next. Okay, it says the selected Oracle home is outside of the Oracle base. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, you do. Okay, so make sure that is UO1 app or inventory. Make sure your group is install. Now, if you didn't have those permissions correct, you may run into an error here. Okay, as you all can see, I did. So that means something got changed either during this them setting it up or earlier, or we didn't set something correctly. So what I will do is let's go check UO1 app and do ls-ltr. So or inventory, it got changed to Oracle install. I'm definitely not sure how this happened because we changed these, but we can go ahead and change them back right now. So let's do change owner -r. We're gonna do UO1 app. Change owner -r grid OI install, and we'll do UO1 app or inventory. Okay, su to root. So just copy and paste this command. Okay, I also need to do, okay, I see exactly what happened. When we did, earlier we did change owner. I'm guessing we did change owner minus R UO1. So you have to be careful how you do these commands because it changed everything, and I know we didn't have that set. So let me go back to that documentation. Let's go right here. So right here we did change owner minus R when we should have made sure that the minus R was not there. So I'm gonna go back through the first few. So these permissions are extremely important, as you all can see. Grid, O install, UO1 app 12.1.0.2. So for the next one, it's gonna be grid, and I think we already did that one. So the next one is Oracle install. We've done that one. The last one is Oracle inventory. Okay, let's go look at that. UO1. Let's do this. Look at all the permissions. That should be Oracle install. That's right. So if we cd to O1, should be Oracle install. That's right. This is what we gotta verify. Grid, grid, grid. That's correct. That's correct. So let's go into grid right quick. Shouldn't have anything here, I don't believe. So let's go into 12. Okay. Make directory grid should be there. And we want to change owner minus R grid O install grid. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It should work now. So as you all can see, these permissions are extremely important. We got past it. You want to automatically run configuration scripts. Just running through prereqs, we are going to get one script we need to run. But it's going to be fairly simple. Okay, so as you all can see, we have a failed here and a warning here, but both of these are fixable. So we're going to do fix and check again. It's going to give us a script to run. So we're going to open this, and we are going to do sh temp. Here is where it's telling you to run it right here. Slash cvu grid run fixups.sh. Hit enter. Our fixup operation were completed successfully. So what you're going to do here is hit OK. It's going to go back through the prereqs again. Okay, so this is our summary page. Everything is fine. If you want to save your response file, go ahead. I'm just going to do install. So, okay, now it's installing Oracle Grid Infrastructure 12c. As you all know, this is going to take a second. I'm going to pause it until it gets to execute root scripts, and we will continue. Be back shortly. Okay, so it's now at the execute root script, and I'm going to hit, are you sure you want to continue? Yes. So this is going to take a while. I'll be back when this finishes, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm back, and well, as you all can see, this is completed. So I am going to hit next. It says the installation of Oracle Grid infrastructure for a standalone server was successful. I'm going to close this. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here and exit again, and I'm going to come back in, but this time I'm going to come back in as Oracle. And this time we are going to install the Oracle database. I'm not going to set a profile. You can, but I am not going to do that for this installation. I'm going to go to media, my shared folder. I'm going to go to database this time. And we're going to do run installer. Hurry up and wait. I'm going to pause it until it come up. So it's up. I'm going to uncheck this. Hit next. Yes. Okay, we are going to do create and configure a database. We're going to do server class. Single instance database installation. And advanced install. Next. Next. Okay, we want to change this. We're going to let everything stay the same, except we're going to do .2 here. And then the name of this database will be testdb. So I'll hit next. Okay, I'm going to do general purpose. Here I'm going to uncheck create as a container database. And I'm going to take this out. Now this is here because we don't have a profile. So I'm just going to do testdb.com. And I'm going to hit next. Okay, I will do enable automatic memory management. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Leave that default. Create database with sample schemas and hit next. Oracle automatic storage management, yes. Now if that doesn't go through, you probably didn't do something correct with your permissions. Okay, I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to leave this alone. Hit next. Okay, as you all can see, Oracle automatic storage management is already configured. Well, it's already checked. So I'm going to hit next. I'm going to leave this alone. We will enable recovery later. So it picked up the data disk that we configured earlier. So I'm going to hit next. Use the same password for all accounts. All these can stay the same. It should be exactly the same. So I'm going to hit next. Okay, so it's running the prereqs. Okay, I'm going to do install. Of course, you all know this is going to take a second, so I'll pause the video. I'll be back when it gets to execute root scripts. You guys, I went ahead and hit the OK button for the execute root scripts. So go ahead and do that if you haven't already. As you all can see, the Oracle Net Configuration Assistant, it just went through, so that means that the listener is set up now. So now we're waiting for them to open the DBCA. Okay. As you all can see, the DBCA just failed. This is fine. Basically, I'm guessing the X server timed out, and this happened occasionally. So all I'm gonna do is hit OK here. And we can go ahead and just close this out. Okay, so software installation was successful, but some configuration assistant failed. Will cancel or skip? So we're gonna go ahead. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. So we have the same message here. Easy fix. Okay, what we want to do is first, this has happened to me several times before. So you want to exit, go back in as Oracle, and just put in the password. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Oracle home. Again, I have not set a profile, so we have to do it manually. Test DB, and when you're here, we're gonna go into the bin directory. Then we're just gonna run the DBCA since it failed. Hurry up and wait. I'll go ahead and just let this go through. For some reason my server is slow today. I'm not sure why it's running so slow, but it is. This thing is crawling. Okay, so we're gonna do create database next. And we're gonna basically go through some of the same options we just did. Here we're gonna do advanced mode. Okay, we want to do general purpose. Okay, here we're gonna do testdb.com. And testdb was already populated. Okay, so here, let's see, we can do, I don't mind doing the database express. I don't think it will work, but let's try. I'll put 5502 and do next. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about this. I'll just uncheck this and hit next. Okay, use the same administrator password for all accounts. Now, the next one is network configuration. Yes, that's what I was going to say. The listener should already be here, because if you saw earlier, we completed that in the previous. It said that the net configuration assistant, it passed. Therefore, we don't need to create a new listener. Okay, so here we are going to do automatic storage management, and we have data right there. Leave that check. Right now, we are going to uncheck this because we are going to do recovery options later. Okay, so here we're just going to check sample schemas. Don't worry about that tab. We're going to leave this alone for now. So with these, I'm just going to bring this down just a bit, and I will do use automatic memory management. Sizing, I believe we can leave the rest of it exactly the way it is. Yes, we can. So we're going to hit next. Okay, we do want to create database. It's going to do a prereq check. Everything should go through just fine, which it did, which brought us to the summary page. So we're going to hit finish, and this is the progress page. So right now it's only creating the database as everything else was already done. So I will pause this and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, this just completed. Here's just the information screen. So we are going to close at this point because we are done. Okay, and so what I would do is just to do a quick verification, PS minus EF grip SMON. As you see, we have SMON up and we have the database. So I'm Oracle right now. Let's log into the database. Oh, yeah, I don't have the profile set. So in cases like this, you definitely want to have a profile. I don't think I'm going to be able to log into SQL Plus. Yep, it's there, but I can't log in because I don't have the profile set. Anyways, I do believe that we can log into ASM without having a profile set. So what I will do is I will go to that home. Okay, and here I am going to do SQL Plus as sysman, well, sys ASM. Not allowing me to log in that way either. I thought I could log in without profile set. I'm gonna pause this, set a quick profile, and I'll be back. Okay, so I created a profile for both users, and well, right here, just want to log in. As you see, we are able to get in. So, well, actually, we're not. What did I do? I did sysman. Let's try DBA. Okay, we got in as sysdba. So what I want to do is select, let's see, name from $, this group. Okay, wait, select name from $ASM, this group. Okay, as you all can see, we have data mounted, and this is on the ASM instance. If I exit out of here, we'll exit out of here. Let's go to Oracle. Okay, so as you all can see, the database is up. The final thing that I want to do is go back into the grid user. Let me exit out and go back in. And we're going to go ahead and just mount the FRA disk. So for this, let's just do ASMCA. Well, okay, we'll go to the Oracle home and go to bin and now do ASMCA. Still don't work. ASMCA. Huh. Let's see. See, we're in bin. And ASM CA. We need to open the ASMCA utility to mount the FRA disk, but I don't see it in here, and that's weird. Let me see. U01, find here, name ASMCA. I got a lot of folders with that. I'm gonna pause this and find the utility right quick. I will be back. You guys, I was in the wrong directory. I'm not sure where I was the first time, but as you all can see, I'm in U01 app 12102 grid bin. This lets me know I've been working a little bit too long, but as you all can see, if we do ls minus ltr ASMCA, there it is. So if I come here and just do ASMCA, then it opens. So I will let this come up, and we are almost finished, you guys. So the ASM configuration assistant is up. All I'm gonna do here is do create. Okay, and this disk group will be FRA. We're gonna leave it at normal. We're gonna check these two, and then we are going to hit OK. So it says creating disk group FRA. Disk group FRA created successfully. Okay, so both of them are there, and both of them are mounted. So you guys, for this video, that is all. I will do another video on managing the ASM instance and probably the disk group. Haven't made up my mind on that, but for the most part, I am done with chapter 1 of OCP, of studying for OCP. If you all have any questions, any comments, make sure you ask. Please subscribe. I definitely read my emails every day, and I definitely do the best I can to respond to them. So send an email if you have to. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Happy studies. Signing off. Oracle DBA Girl. Bye.